Around here, kids get instead of a birthday party, they get a no more chemo party. And it's such a celebration, and it's a very special day, and I've never had a parent walk into my office and not remember that day. And most children will remember it as well, just like they would their own birthday. And that's exactly what parents are wanting to do. They're wanting to go back to what's just normal, what's just every day. And it's a little shocking to just go from, 5 doctor's appointments a week to then, as they move through the process of surviving cancer, they go 5 times a week. They're at the doctor's office, and then maybe 10 days a month they're in the hospital, to go into the next phase of treatment where they don't have to go to the hospital anymore, and they only have to go to the doctor's office a couple times a week, and then eventually just a couple times a month. But now, after they have this after chemo party, they don't even need to do that. So they've got this time on their hands they haven't had in a long time. And that's just kind of normal for those of us who haven't battled out childhood cancer. Sure. But it's a little shocking and not sure what to do with all that. So there's a real shift in how we spend our time. The other thing that happens is we're a lot more time at school. Some kids, I know the teams, the medical teams, in my case the behavioral health team, we prefer to have children keep it as normal as possible. They can go to school, that's great. But if they can't and they need to do some homeschool or maybe a mix, they need some kind of an adjustment to the school schedule, but that works out fine too, then it's not as shocking. But for some children who may have been home for quite a while, to go back into school, boy, things are just, it doesn't feel so normal. As we try to get normal, it just doesn't feel normal. All of a sudden we have this time on our hands, which is normal. You go to school, you get off school, you go home, you work on your homework, but it hasn't been like that for a really long time. And now it is. So it just doesn't feel like we're not feeling comfortable in our own skin at that time. And it's a bit surprising to both the children and their parents. Going into school, maybe not feeling so comfortable in the classroom. Other kids had time to bond, to have rhythms of play, to develop rituals together. Our kids may not have done that. They didn't get to solidify friendships, or they weren't there at the beginning of a group, and sorting out those relationships. So they're kind of coming in a little awkward sometimes.